Two brothers, one goal, $1 million. This is Road to 1 million. Let's get to work.
Holy crap, AMD's up 5%. Welcome back. That's going to be a good hook into the intro video. This is the Finance Brothers. We're just checking the stock market. We're making money and we're just having a good time. We got some things we want to talk about and kind of share our portfolio update. Almost at an all-time high, I think. Kade is at an all-time high, which is awesome. Okay, let me just go ahead and pull it up. I'll show you what the portfolio on May 28th is looking like today. Boom, boom. 47K. Let's go. All right, so let's just go back into what we did, because we honestly haven't done any other stocks other than AMD and double leveraged Bitcoin, I believe, since we last talked, or maybe I even did that 2 episodes ago. But here's what happens. Kade and I were talking throughout the week, and we said, hey, AMD is gonna go up. Our thesis is right. We're gonna trade bigger when there's closer to news. So next earnings is the plan, right? If it goes against, though, in the meantime, we are going to double down. So if you look at what happened with AMD in this last week, I'll go ahead and pull that up. You can see AMD had its run to 465, and then me and Kate are like, hey, we probably shouldn't do weeklies. I'll get into later that I actually ended up still doing weeklies. That's not the point. But AMD made a pretty hard track down, and this was the inflation news. Fear was coming back up in the market, etc. So, the semis went down, and the kind of the whole stock market kind of kind of corrected from its current track and kind of stunted the bull trend. But then, we can see in this last week, me and Kade said, hey, if AMD gets below 400, we're gonna double down. AMD got to 395. I think I got in at 397. Kade got pretty close to 400. And then we just held it. Those options, obviously, you can see the rebounded 1 week up 31%. So you can imagine what our options did. It was just lights out. So I believe I sold my double down option when it was like up 120% or something like that. And Kade did his when he was like 70, 80%, right?
That's right.
And so that's kind of what happened with AMD. That big trade, double downing, sticking to our discipline is why both me and Kade are basically at our all-time high. I think I'm like right there. I mean, I think I maybe got to 48,000, so I'm just shy of it. Kade is definitely there. What's yours at now, Kade?
I'm at 35,000 and I have 15,600 in cash.
Yeah. So it's looking real good. So yeah, we're pumped. I mean, this is the run. Obviously, AMD's is the leading driver of this, and then you can see this position that we're in. At least I'm in. I got 2 options at 500. It's up 102% now. So I think I'm just gonna hold on to it. Right? You don't need to roll it super early.
Well,
maybe
mine's less aggressive than yours, obviously, but it goes past, I believe, not only 1 or 2 earnings. And yeah, I have no plans to roll it or do anything before earnings. Like,
Gotcha.
unless it goes up a ridiculous amount before earnings, then I potentially could do something, but
Gotcha.
but probably not, because I just think they're going to smoke next earnings, and I probably am planning on doing weeklies around those earnings. So,
Gotcha. And you still have quite a bit of cash, right? Last time we checked, just over 15,000 in cash. I got about 18,000 in cash.
yeah. So, but I made a surprise move, Mac.
Oh, let's get it.
And
What'd
this
you do,
was because
bro?
I watched the Dumb Money Live video yesterday. It was from like 5 days ago, and
Oh,
their
okay.
current trade is on Sweetgreen's SG.
Yeah, I've
Did
seen
you
the
watch that video?
Sweetgreens. Yeah, I did.
So Sweetgreens is down 85% from its all-time high. It's been doing absolutely terrible, but they currently have a chicken wrap that is blowing up. So they're already up, I believe, maybe 30% from their lows or something like that. Let me look.
No, they're up like 92% from their lows.
Oh, they're actually up 120% from their lows. But they're still 80% down from their highs. And
Mm-hmm.
I love a beaten down stock with momentum. So anyways, like Mac and I have talked about, we're trying to be smarter this time. We're not risking. I actually had 16,000 in cash before yesterday because I kind of wanted to be at our benchmark for the year in cash. Just psychologically, that's cool until I find like a big trade to go into.
Right.
Um, but I thought this would be kind of a fun one, so I only put in I think $400. I did do a monthly, so that it's not like super short, super long. It is very, very speculative. I'm definitely willing to lose the $400.
Mm-hmm.
But if it goes on a run because of this momentum, it could be sweet. And so, super
Gotcha.
speculative play. Didn't put a lot into it. Doing another Chris trade, although I think we have done terrible on our crisp trades and amazing on our own trades. Which, it's interesting. He says,
Minus
like,
your
don't
minus
copy
your
him.
Amazon. Minus your Amazon trade.
That's right. I did do a big weekly Amazon trade around
Yep.
earnings because of him. And Amazon is still his biggest trade and is up like, I don't know, 40%, 50%. And he's still going in big because he thinks
Yeah.
Amazon's going to be the biggest benefactor from AI. But, um, but yeah, so I just did a small Sweetgreens trade. I think it's kind of a fun one, hoping to catch a flyer. Um, but if not, it'll be okay. So
Right.
yeah, basically still pretty set on AMD. I have the exact same positions as Mac, a bunch of double leveraged Bitcoin, and then the biggest one is my AMD, which is just killing it. I believe I'm up above 100% at this point, and I still like having one really long-term AMD, and then when we hear news or see anything with AMD going in deeper into shorter term. So that's
Right.
kind of the
Right.
game plan.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing has changed for us from our research in AMD. I mean, there's market changes, but as far as AMD as a whole company, I mean, everyone's like, dude, it's so expensive right now. It's above 500. It's like, dude, anything below 1,000's a discount in my brain for where I think AMD is going to be, right? You can't get caught up on the current price. People are like, it's at all-time highs. It's at all-time highs. Well, newsflash, usually the market is at an all-time high every 7 days. I think we kind of mentioned this last episode. It's only an all-time high until it's not. You know what I mean? You gotta value it not at the current price, but where you think it's gonna go in the future. Like, what is it gonna do? And then you can make the trades off that, right? I still think the U.S. economy is gonna grow, and I think it's gonna be a huge growth period this next 5 years. So these all-time highs is at the discount from the future, right? It's that simple in my brain. Obviously, easier said than done, but that's kind of our positioning on AMD. Where it's like, yeah, it's at an all time high, but we still think AMD is going to be 1,000 in the next couple years. I actually don't know what Kate thinks. I know he doesn't really like putting a number on it, but I just go off market cap and growth. Like with the insatiable demand, AMD positioned themselves great. Like they should, if they execute properly, be a $2 to $5 trillion company in the next 2 to 5 years. You know, that happens, they're well above 1,000. So
So it's interesting because I just listened to a podcast with Chris. He just did the iced coffee hour again, which he actually does a lot.
yeah,
But
he
yeah, he
does do
says
that a lot.
he doesn't look at prices at all. He doesn't care what the price is. All he cares about is that he has information that somebody else doesn't have. And then when he feels like everyone has it, that's what I want to ask him actually. Like, how do you know when other people have the information you have? Because as I listen to him, that doesn't really make sense to me.
Right.
How he could gather that and know. But yeah,
Especially
he's
when
like,
he's telling people his information. Like he's telling people his Amazon and all this stuff. And is it just like he's just assuming the majority of people aren't listening to him?
well, yeah, I mean, I when he says people, because he doesn't
He mostly
care
means
about
Wall Street.
retail. He
Right.
only cares about institutional, and institutional don't watch what he does. So
Right. Yeah, that's
But he's
fair.
like, yeah, once institutional's in, then I'm out. And it doesn't. He's like, price does not matter. But it was fascinating because he had a similar arc to us this year. He said at one point this year he was down 50%, his whole portfolio, or 70%, I think is what he said. 70%.
We were
And
down we were almost back at the square one.
right. And then he said he's 10x from that.
He is
So
so crazy.
yeah, so he even takes on more risk than Mac, which is pretty amazing. But
Dad
um,
Cade, he's better than us.
yeah, totally he is. Because we were down less and we are up
Honestly,
less.
we would be if we had stuck to our thesis though. I'm not even gonna go there. But we were down, if you remember, year to date. I mean, we had gone up to 21 again, or in Cade will be pretty similar percentage wise. It'll be different values. Went down to 7, right? I mean, that's over 66%, 70%. From the 70%, 7K to now 47K is almost 7x. So not
Yep.
10x, but 7x. So, hey, not bad. We're coming for you,
And
Chris.
what's interesting is we did it in completely different trades in a completely different sector, right? That's
If
what I
if
like
Chris
about
would have
this
done
because
if Chris would have done our trade, he probably would be up 30x because I've looked at it and our trade was better. He just was more aggressive in his trade.
exactly. But I think, for everyone out there that's like, you guys are gambling, it's so risky. Why would you do this? Like the way that I look at it is what we're doing is giving us the opportunity for these massive gains, right?
Yes.
Whereas you can just do the steady Eddie, you can just go in the S&P 500 or do the regular stuff and you will kill it. And over the long run, that will be awesome. But doing it this way gives you the opportunity to have massive moves if
Yep.
your thesis is right. And I love with a small portion of my money that I'm willing to lose having that opportunity. That's kind of the
Yes.
whole point.
Yes. And keep in mind, we started with 6,000 and me and Kay determined after saving up, if we lost it, that would really suck because that's a lot of money. But like, hey, if we can turn that 6,000 to a million, then that changes our life, right? And we can do some things and kind of create our own wealth from there. But the way I mean I got this before, going back to the gambling comment, gambling you're set to lose probability wise, right? Like the house is usually the benefactor percentage wise. In the market, and this isn't big money, I'm just going to regular investing. If you do buy and hold, you will win, right? That's why it's not as like, I mean, anything can happen. You could go through downward markets, but like anyone who's held an index, yeah, let's just take the S&P. Any 20-year period, you're up positive from the start of since the Great Depression. You're up positive any 20-year period. So that's the difference with the stock market. If you believe in growth of the economy, growth of the global economy, not just US, then investing, you will win more than you'll lose. So it's different than gambling in that sense. Now, what me and Kate are doing, we've lost more than we've won, I think, maybe. I don't know. It's going to be pretty close now because we've
Yeah, it
won
might be
so much with
50-50
AMD.
at this point. Yeah.
But that's just because me and Kate's timing was wrong. Our thesis was right, but you can see since we've set this up, our wins have been so much bigger than our losses that it's worked out, right? And so, um, we're just taking higher risks, but that's why it's different than gambling. Like investable assets is how you grow wealth. That's just if you want to, try and get to that financial freedom where you don't need to worry about money, you need to have you need to have assets that appreciate. That's just the bottom line. So that's why me and Kate are so passionate about this. But
Yeah.
I
And if
mean,
somebody's thinking, yeah, well, not investing just in the stock market isn't gambling, but what you guys are doing is gambling, I would say one huge difference is I think we have a much larger impact on what happens than gambling. Gambling, the house always wins, right? And
mhm,
they've rigged the game to be against you. In the stock market, even in individual stock picking, the game is not rigged against you. It's just, did you have the right information? Did you have the right timing?
Right.
So there's things you can't control in that, absolutely, but the game is not actually rigged against us to make sure that we lose. There will always
Right.
be winners and losers, but it's
There's
not
not
rigged
someone
against
there's
you.
not someone's like, hey, Cade invested in AMD. We're gonna short the crap out, make sure he loses kind of mentality. You know what I mean?
Like a casino. There's no casino, right? It's just, do other people agree with our thesis at the right time? And so we have a lot more control. We don't have total control. You know, we've missed market timing several times, but because our thesis was correct, we're killing it. So just wanted to make sure that you guys, we took it from
Yeah.
gambling to just investing in the stock market to big money account.
Big money. It always comes back to big money. I will say this though. Me and Cade were talking, and I'll just say one more thing. When things in big money are good, it can be easy to be like, well, why don't I just do this with all my money? I'm up so big. And you got to remember, there were times when our accounts got back to $7,000 and our other investments were doing good. And we were like, why don't we just play it safe and just do our 15, 20%, right? So like, it's just the psychology of making money in the stock market. You just got to, it's discipline is just so important. You just got to stick to your gut, stick to your thesis, make your moves, and you set aside your big money, your regular money, retirement money, and you go according to your risk tolerance. And you just got to stick to it because there's going to be times where it's like, wow, your big money, you got to $1 million. You should have just done that with all of your money, and then you would have $100 million. It's like, yeah, but I couldn't have lost all that because then I would have been ticked and
You
out of
wouldn't have
money and
made the
had
moves
to
you're willing to
reset.
make
Right, right. That's part
with
of the
all your
reason
money.
me and Kate are willing to risk the biscuits because we're like, hey, we started with 6,000. We're taking this to the moon, or we're gonna lose it all. That's our mindset with this. So,
Well,
Kate, transition. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Do you have one more thing?
no, you go ahead.
I was just gonna transition to your thoughts. I haven't done anything yet. Potentially a live trade. I have 18 in cash, Kate. Do I double down in MSTU?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that
It
recently
is
because
down
Bitcoin's way
45%.
down,
It is down huge.
right?
And we have a lot of cash. And my position's currently $5,000. Do you think $5,000 double down is too much of my portfolio right now? I would have 10K in double leverage, which
That's
is
a
a lot.
big money trade.
But my current
Well,
cost basis is 7. Here, maybe I'll share my Robinhood. That'll be
the
better.
biggest worry would be on the double leverage, the decay. Because one thing about doing double leverage in Bitcoin is it's extremely volatile. So its decay is going to be way worse. Even when Bitcoin goes up, it decays a ton.
Right.
So that would be the risk.
That would be the risk. So maybe do we do half and half MSTR, MSTU? And MSTR is just, I love the price of MSTR right now.
I know.
144. I mean, I just like it long. I think in the next year or two, MSTR could 3-4x. I do.
Maybe
And
now
that's
is
it.
the time to do it.
And we have some cash. It's one of the reasons we have cash. So what position of the 18,000 do you think I should do in it? Because I want to increase the position. And obviously I just have quite a bit now, but like what do you think would be good? And honestly, since we've been talking, I believe the account hit an all-time high, which is kind of cool. AMD's on a tear. I love it. And maybe I should just sell off this weekly, put it in MSTU. It's almost at 1,000. But that was just something I wanted to go over is MSTU. You can see my cost basis on that is 733. It's currently trading at 525. And we originally said if it goes against right off the bat, we would double down on the double leveraged. Is
Right.
it too
That's what I'm thinking.
is it too early to do that? Should I do instead of 5,000, 2,500? If it keeps going against, then another 2,500?
That's what I did. I did 2 grand live trade. I did it.
Okay. Let's I'm gonna match. So I'm gonna do 500 shares, 2,600. And if it
Yeah,
keeps going
I did
against, I'm gonna do it
400
again.
shares, but yeah.
This is big money. Okay, just want to make sure. Dude, I mean, I looked at why it's down, and the reason why it's down is market risk. So it has nothing to do with our thesis of big money. Like Bitcoin cryptocurrency is seen as a speculative asset. So when things are tighter, Bitcoin is affected greater than other assets. When people start transitioning to safer securities, they usually liquidate speculative assets, aka crypto Bitcoin. So they said there could be a sell-off, there could be this, but when I was doing all my research, I'm like, why is it down so huge today? And like the overall market's pretty good. There wasn't a whole lot of info on that, so I was just like, I think it's just a good time to at least dip your toes in. So I like 2,500. It's not as aggressive as I was originally thinking. Like I said, I wanted to do it like a full double down on it. But I think if it keeps going against, then I'll do another 2,500. And then if it doesn't and it goes back up, I'll be really happy. So it's now 24% of my big money portfolio. So
Wow,
that's
that's
a
a
pretty
lot.
sizable position.
Yeah.
Okay. That was all I had on the Bitcoin. Did you have anything else there?
No, I was just gonna say, you know, I felt like your last statement was awesome, and it's a great way to finish the episode. But I loved the live trade edition because
We're
I
sticking to our thesis. We're sticking to our thesis. We said it goes against, we double down, double leverage. We're doing it. Nothing, and because our thesis hasn't changed, that's why we're doing it. If it goes against, your thesis doesn't change, you double down. So, all right, Kade, you want to take us off today?
well, everybody, finally we've made some trades at the right time. Accounts at all times highs. We're pumped. We both are currently double pace. Because once again, May 9th, we were supposed to be at 16,400. So I am now double. Mac is 2.5x of pace. And that's a 5-year pace, right, Mac?
Yes, it is. Our
So
goal
we're
at the
currently on
next
pace
year
for like
needs to be six.
two
Sorry,
and
go
a
ahead.
half years, which Max always said we're going to do it in 3, and I've always said he's crazy. But we are on pace for that, both of us. So, we're having a fun time. It's awesome to be right, you know, and hope everyone's enjoying it. We're not financial advisors. Peace.